up? What's up? What's poppin'? NateDoggSac916 coming at you live from Sacramento, man. Y'all know what it is, man. Hit that like, that subscribe, and that notification bell, man. See if anybody gonna pull up on my live. We'll give it a second. I'm gonna arrange some stuff. Get situated. Who in the building, man? Somebody in the building already. What we on today, man? I need my coffee. My coffee in the house. Hey, whoever here, I'll be right back. Jake Wallace, I'll be right back. Yo, what's poppin'? Who else is here? Who else pulled up? I had to go get my coffee. Homie hangout. Big salute, man. What's happening with you, bro? How'd that move go? I just thought I'd come and tap in with the people, man. Coffee's your favorite? Oh yeah, definitely. You gotta have that morning coffee. It's my day off. Decided to come out here in the garage and go live with the people. Got a little short, like 3-minute video I'm gonna put up in a minute, but it's short and to the point. You feel me? I'm going to have a seat, see if anybody tap in with any questions or whatever. See what we're talking about. Y'all know what it is. Yeah, that's, oh no, a little. It's a lot colder. Hey, Marvelous Minds. Hey, I appreciate you, bro. Is that Marvelous? Is that the brother that's always talking about the cultura and stuff? Is that you? I'm gonna address that 1 second, Jake. I want to see if this is the Marvelous I think it. Okay, hey, big salute, bro. I appreciate you tapping into my channel, man. Big salute. I like what you be on too. I really do. I have been paying attention. You know what I mean? Once I seen you the first time, I've been tapping in and checking you out. I kind of like I like your whole get down about how you doing it too. You know what I mean? I can respect it in a major way. So salute. Thank you for tapping into my little live real quick. Hey, gracias. Hey, Jake Wallace, you said, have I ever seen White Bloods? Yeah, absolutely. I've seen White Bloods. If you look on my channel, I gotta just put in NateDogg916 and then put J-Dog. You'll see a video I got with a White Blood. Yeah, dude's super solid, man. I like dude attitude, man, and I like the way he go about it. Now, when I say that, right, I don't mean no disrespect to nobody else. Hey, everybody who's trying to push their line, how they push their line, hey, do your thing, how you do it. I just feel like personally, me pushing how I push, I don't feel like I have to downgrade or even tell stories about other people in order to support and enlighten my people. You know what I mean? And when I say my people, I mean those who think like me, because obviously everybody knows I'm not on no kind of racial issue, but I do respect the fact that in Marvelous's case, he wants it, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, brother, but he wants his people to study their own cultura. And when I say that, for those of y'all who don't know what that means, your own culture, your own, know where you came from, not just your neighborhood or your state or your city, know where your people actually come from. You should know these things. You know what I mean? If you don't know where your people actually come from, you don't know where you started. You know what I mean? We're not just talking about hood stuff. Absolutely, you should. If your family stems from the Mormon faith, you absolutely should know, because that could tell you why your elders thought the way they thought. Studying your history, studying your culture, never letting go. And I saw a video, Hoodie Hood did a video, right? And I'm glad homie hang out, and I'm glad Marvelous is on here. You guys tell me what you guys think about this. Hoodie Hood did a video yesterday. Hoodie Hood from the hood. Igualmente. Yeah. The video was why don't Mexican men want their daughters to date black men, right? And then he shouted out another channel which will remain unnamed. If you want to know about it, go watch Hoodie Hood's video. Um, but the gist of it was um that allegedly Mexican men don't want. There was a couple different things. Mexican men don't want their daughters dating black men because allegedly black men are abusive to women. Um, First of all, let me dispel that. Every man of every race that is an abusive man is an abusive man. It doesn't have a color barrier, in my opinion. I've met and disassociated myself with many people of different races because they thought it was okay to not only touch their women inappropriately, which mean physical abuse, but speak to them inappropriately. Emotional abuse and verbal abuse is abuse as well. Um, for those of y'all who don't understand me, um, well, hopefully you do understand me. I'm gonna sit right here because then I can sit the phone down and talk to y'all. Um, but all that matters. You know what I mean? How you talk to a woman, how you treat your woman, all these things matter. Um, and then another point he made or said was that um, they don't want to lose their culture. Now, this is what I believe on that. Asia, what's happening? This is what I think about that. About not want you don't want your child to date outside of your race because you don't want to lose your culture. If if I was married to a Mexican woman, which I'm not, but I don't discriminate, but I'm not. But if I was, I would want my wife, South Sac was happening. I would want my wife to teach my child her Mexican culture. Just like I would teach her my black and my white culture. Because I would want my child to know where she stems from. You know what I mean? Not just the hood part, the culture part. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want my child to not know about her Mexican side of her family and experience that whole side. You know what I mean? As well as her black side. So, and I mean, I don't speak for everyone. I speak for myself, obviously. But I just feel like this is 2022, man. And the more you don't want your child to do something these days, the more you push it. I promise you, that's where they're going. That's where they're going. If you push it, that's where they're going. Hey, good looking out, Bully Breed 916. I appreciate you, bro. But yeah, but my thing is like I don't believe that. And a good point was made, right? To say for any race, to say they don't want their child dating outside their race. Now I'm mixed race, so you can honestly. Sorry about the background noise. I'm mixed race, so you can honestly say you can take anything I say with a grain of salt. But I grew up in a black neighborhood. I've been seen as a black man my whole life, but I identified as a black man my whole life. But I mean, I'm not ashamed of my white side. You know what I mean? That's just part of who I am. But for any race to say they don't want their child to date outside their race, but then to say they're not racist. Let that sink in. I'm not racist. I just don't want my kid dating outside my race. Okay. So you don't want your daughter dating outside your race, right? Because they might lose the culture, right? That's what I heard, right? Marvelous. My father is black. My father was black. My sperm donor was black. I was raised by a Cuban man and a white woman. So I guess you could say a lot of my upbringing was from the Cuban mindset and the my white mother that grew up in a black neighborhood and was raised in a black neighborhood. Hey, Marvelous. Hey, I'm not. Hey, I'm definitely not saying that we need to keep our traditions alive for all races. Everybody needs to know their traditions and keep them alive with their children. Absolutely, 100% agree with you. I do not think that dating someone of another race or procreating with someone of another race kills that tradition. Traditions are taught. Traditions are taught. Traditions are not something you're born with. And you know that because you're a highly intelligent individual. I've listened to you speak, and I actually enjoy listening to you speak because sometimes I get tired of listening to the jibber jabber people thinking they're intelligent but sounding retarded. Um, but we all know that traditions are taught. Um, let's be honest, and Marvelous, you can please tap in on this or the homie hangout. I can go now because I'm a pretty good student. I can go and study Mexican culture, like really study it, like really go all the way back to like how Marvelous knows about it. And anybody who doesn't know who Marvelous is that's on my channel, hey Marvelous, is that the name of your channel right there that you commented? Marvelous Minds, is that the name of your channel, homie? I'm not positive. I'm. I think that's the name of his channel. So if you want to listen to somebody talking intelligently that's been through it and come out on the other side, go check him out, man. Go check him out. But I can go and study the Mexican culture, um, Latin culture, whichever culture. Um, I can go study a culture, right? So say I'm a black and white mixed man. So I can go study the Mexican culture for years upon years upon years, right? To the point where I feel like I could be a scholar in any culture if I gave it the right amount of study, right? And then I can start teaching that culture to my children, right? I've seen many people adopt other cultures, right? So if somebody like myself can go and study a culture and and adopt it and push it forward with my children and make sure they learn about it and observe certain traditions as such, then I don't understand why someone would think if they schooled their children correctly, if they schooled their children and raised their children properly in their traditional way, that their child would forget their traditions just because they went outside of their race or nationality. Mad Max, what's happening? I don't understand why someone would think that their child, Rich, I see you, that their child would just say, I don't want to practice my own culture anymore because I'm dating a black man or I'm dating a white man or I'm dating an Asian man, whatever it may be. It would be a combination of the cultures, of course, because if you had the two children, a child out of that situation, then obviously it would be a Mexican and Asian child, right? So it's going to know its Asian culture and it's going to know its Mexican culture. You know what I mean? Unless you're saying that, not you, Marvelous, but unless the person who made that video is saying that the belief is, and I don't know the belief because I haven't studied the culture that in depth. If you're saying that that part of the culture or tradition is only to procreate with your own. But if you really think about it, most of our cultures and traditions are taken from long ago, right? And there was no one else to procreate with at that time, right? But our own. right? Because we're taking our cultures and once again, correct me if I'm wrong. Tax free, what's happening, bro? I see you, homie. Town business. Um, so correct me if I'm wrong once again, Marvelous. Or homie hangout, because I know you're a pretty intellectual person yourself. Um, so if you're saying that most of our cultures are taken from ancient civilizations. Am I right? When you study and preach your culture, not necessarily preach, but teach your culture, Marvelous. Um, it's from the ancient civilization, correct? It stems from the ancient civilization. Am I correct or am I wrong there? I could be wrong. I don't know for sure. Um, and I'm assuming it's and this is assumption of the Aztec culture, right? Okay, all right. Thank you, brother. Um, um, so if we all look at the bigger picture of that, right? Okay, so there has to be a little bit of understanding on the fact that if someone's trying to stay true to their original ancient culture, there wasn't anyone else to procreate with or to date. There was only our own. That I mean, every culture started out with only them around. There was nobody else around. It was miles upon miles of land to reach anyone else. Um, Probably thousands. I don't know. I didn't live back then, obviously. But where does when you take the culture from the ancient script or the ancient teachings, or let's say original. Let's say original because ancient makes it sound like it's outdated, and I don't want to say that it's outdated, because when you're keeping something alive, it's never outdated. It's new as soon as you teach it to another person, you know. So I'm not gonna say ancient or outdated. I'm gonna say original, because once you teach it to another person, it becomes new again to that person. You feel me? But I will say that times have changed in the world, the whole world, and I don't think like I actually have a Hispanic homeboy from LA. Oh no, he's from Santa Barbara. Is that in LA County? Is Santa Barbara in LA County? Somebody can answer that for me. He's from Santa Barbara. San Bruja, right? That's Santa Barbara, right? Yeah. So he live around the way. I plan to ask him today when he get off work because he's Latin. He's a Mexican, a cholo. And I plan to ask him, and he has a daughter. His wife is Mexican, and he has a daughter and a couple sons. And I plan to ask him today, and we're pretty good friends, and I believe he'll be 100% honest to me, and I hope he does because it's just for knowledge sake, right? How would he feel if his daughter decided she wanted to date a black man or black boy or date a black boy, a black young man, excuse me? And I want to know his opinion on that. I thought that was him. And I really want to know. You know what I mean? I really want to know how he would feel about that. See, I can't ask the homie hangout because we know. I mean, you're a perfect example of someone who adopted culture, correct? Am I correct? The homie hangout? You adopted a type of, a kind of culture, right? Or that's like Neil Tazad. Neil Tazad is a black man that adopted a Mexican culture, right? People keep stopping and looking at my motorcycle. No, definitely Josh has a brown heart. Definitely. Definitely. Facts. Guaranteed. You know what I mean? And Josh is a good dude. You know what I mean? Ian, what's up, yo, bro? I see you. I just thought I'd come on and chop it up for a minute. But yeah, that's just the point I'm trying to make. Not a point, but just a conversation I'm trying to start. Like, What is it? You tell me. You know what I mean? To everybody that's on here that's never been on one of my lives, I don't go live often, but I'll try to go live more. I like the feedback. I like the conversations. Hopefully, I can get a conversation with Marvelous at some point. Who knows? Because I think that a conversation between me and him would be pretty one, intellectual, absolutely, and two, informative. I think that I can learn a lot of things from talking with someone who's intellectual. I like talking to people who are intelligent. That's why me and Josh have had a lot of long conversations, because we can go back and forth and the conversation will never die down. But Marvelous, if you're interested in having a conversation, we can talk about anything. I like talking to intelligent people. You can hit me on my Instagram, bro, at NateDoggSac916 on me. Or if you're a social. Oh, no, not today. Oh, okay. Oh, your sellers on your Instagram? I got you, bro. I appreciate you. I'm gonna go tap in. I'm gonna go what is it? Follow your Instagram today. I appreciate you, man. Enjoy your day, man. Get your money, man. But yeah, everybody else, man, y'all know what it is, man. If y'all don't do nothing else, let that sink in. Think about that for a little while, man. And stay loyal to yourself, man. Stay loyal to you. Don't be a follower.